What's up, guys? It's your boy Mail Jones here, back with another video. And this time, we'll be doing our Week 12 reaction for this week. So we're gonna get things started here because we know we have a lot of things we want to discuss. So let's get started here. So before I give you my Week 12 reactions and some topics I'm gonna be talking about, don't forget to put the thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to my channel, more options, and comment down your opinion below to see who you got winning Week 12. So the first topic I want to talk about the Texans game. Now, my question is, can the Texans make the playoffs? Let's see. Now, there's still a shot they can still win the AFC. They can still win the AFC South, which without a mistaken, which I would not be shocked if they did. Now, could they? Because let's see. Now, they've won 3 straight games in a row without CJ Stroud. They have one of the best defenses in football. And as you look at they are first in total defense. They are third in pass defense, fifth in rushing defense. And offense is bottom, it's like top 20 in football. And are 23rd in rushing, 16th in passing, 21st in points per drive. On third down, they're 28th. So the defense is why one of the best in football. Just that their offense just can't produce and they can't score. Now, I thought I liked what I saw from the Texans against the Bills. Like, I thought they moved the ball really well, and the defense was able to get pressure on Allen. Like, they were able to fool him and all that. Like, the defense has been playing really good for weeks, and because they're going to be tough to score and they're going to be tough to stop. Like, they're going to be tough to score and they're going to be tough to run over them. Like, they don't allow you to run them over. They don't give up a lot of explosive plays. Like, the defense like one of the best in football and is winning them in games as well. So yeah, I feel like Texans, they still have a chance to make the playoffs. I mean, they're sitting at 6-5. So as I look at their schedule, they got to play the Colts twice. They got to play the Colts. They play a good Chiefs team that's could totally make the playoffs though. They play the Cardinals, which that's an easy game for them. They play the Raiders, which that's easy for them. They play the Chargers, which that's not going to be easy. And then play the Colts again, which that might not be easy. So this is kind of a difficult schedule. So, like I said, Houston might have fight for second place in division, but could they win first in division? We'll probably see what the Colts can do and the Jags can do. So yeah. So basically, I think Texans, we'll see what happens. I feel like they could totally make a playoff run, but we'll see. Because if this defense starts to play really good and its offense can produce and start to score, maybe you're talking about a potential playoff team. So we'll see what happens. Now, I want to talk about the Ravens because the Ravens are back to being a dangerous threat in the AFC. So, as I talk about this, the Ravens have won like 5 straight games in a row after a 1-5 start, which that's really good. And I thought the Ravens are back. But you could still call them a fraud, though, because they've lost 5 games and they start off slow, then they end up turning around. So, as you all know, the Ravens are leading first in division after the Steelers lost. So, basically, the Ravens, as you know, the Ravens are looking like a legitimate contender. Because here's the thing. Because even when the Ravens, even when Lamar was not there, even when Lamar was missed a couple games, the offense was totally atrocious. Where they've been shooting themselves in the foot for like a lot though, and they've been falling out flat. But when Lamar came back, the Ravens' offense looked better because they can run the football, but their passing game is totally not working. But they got to get better at that. But their defense is totally playing a lot better though. They're stopping the run better. They're stopping the pass better. A little bit they are. I mean, the Ravens defense is playing a lot better though, and their offense is playing a lot better as well. Yeah. So yeah, I like how the way the Ravens are playing right now. They're playing with a lot of energy, and with Lamar back healthy, it makes this team dangerous. And I feel like they're starting to win some football games, and they completely turned this thing around though. I feel like Zachary Orr did change what he's doing. He's doing a really good job of the defense so far. So yeah, I mean, I like how the way the Ravens are doing. I mean, they're starting to play hard. I mean, they're starting to get aggressive right now. They're finding ways to win. So yeah, I like the Ravens so far. I feel like they're a legitimate contender in the AFC. But we'll see what happens because the Ravens do have a chance to make the playoffs though, because they played the Bengals that's coming up this week, then the Steelers the following week, then the Bengals again, then a good Patriots team, a good Packers team, and then they play the Steelers. So basically, this is totally a tough schedule. So we'll probably see, we'll probably see what happens. So yeah, so I like the Ravens. They're looking like contenders so far. Now I want to talk about the Colts versus Chiefs game because this was insane. Now the Chiefs won this game 23-20. The game was in overtime. Now the Chiefs did not look like themselves like earlier in the game until it got towards like late in the game in the fourth quarter. The Chiefs like end up making a field goal to force overtime, and then all of a sudden their offense found a way to drive down the field, and they found a way to put themselves in position to win. That's good, but I still have problems with the Chiefs, not able to cover this game because their defense is totally not playing the way it should be, but it's been playing a lot better, but their offense is totally struggling to produce. They couldn't really find a way to move the ball against a really good Broncos team, and they struggled against a really good Colts team, and they found a way to win that game. So, as far as I'm very concerned, the Chiefs looking like they're still frauds despite the win. And things might not get easier for Kansas City because they have to play the Cowboys next. They got to play the Texans next. They got to play a good Chargers team, then the Titans, and the Broncos and the Raiders. So basically, the Chiefs do have a brutal schedule, but I just don't really know if they're going to be able to at least win the AFC West because they got the Broncos leading that division, and they're looking like the best team so far. So we'll probably see what happens though. So yeah. So yeah, I like how the way the Chiefs did play like during the game, but it's got to be a lot better defensively. Like. So yeah, so as I look at the stats, let's see. The Chiefs were down by 11, and all of a sudden they came back, which that's great. Mahomes did have some really good throws at the end of the game. He threw for 352 yards, no touchdown pass interception. He completed 29 of 46 of his pass attempts. The Chiefs ran the ball really well. I mean, they found a way. I mean, the Chiefs found a way to run the ball really well. I mean, Kareem Hunt had 104 rusher off of 30 carries and a touchdown. Rasheed Rice had 8 catches for and targeted 12 times for 141 yards and no touchdowns. Worthy, Xavier Worthy had like 4 catches for 59 yards and no touchdowns. Um, so yeah, so I wonder how they were able to get 23 points. So yeah, so the Chiefs' run game was pathetic, and the Colts weren't able to run the ball. So good defense by the Chiefs, at the end, stopping the run and all that. So yeah, so good win for the Chiefs so far. Now I want to talk about the Steelers versus the Bears. because this game was very good. Now they didn't have no Aaron Rodgers, and the Bears won 31-28. Um, as you all look at the stats, you know the Steelers ran the ball really well. Um, they outgained the Bears by 345 total. They outgained the Bears 345 to 328 yards. Um, as you all know, the Steelers, so far have lost this game to the Bears. And the Bears are finding ways to win. I want to talk about the Bears for a second, but the Bears so far are looking like a true contender right now in the NFC right now. And here's why. The Bears have been finding ways to finish games. Offensively, they're playing really well. Defensively, they're playing really well too. Um, Special teams is playing really well. Like this Bears offense has been rolling. Ben Johnson looked like he's a masterclass. He could be coach of the year. He's finding ways to at least like scheme up some defenses. Like his play calling is really good and all that. And I feel like he's changed his Bears culture really well. Um, the Steelers so far, defensively, they did do something defensively, but they didn't do enough to win the game because all they did is allow 30 points again. But they still ran the ball better than the Bears. They stopped the run today, but they just couldn't stop the pass. Um, as far as I'm concerned, Steelers are just frauds, and all of a sudden, they should have won that game. But the Bears got lucky on that. They found a way to win that game. And Mason Rudolph kind of had a good game. He found a way to almost beat the Bears, but he couldn't. But so yeah. So basically, it's a good game, though. I mean, the Bears were probably the better team in the matchup. And the Steelers so far are frauds. The Bears are not. They're looking like I said, the Bears are starting to find ways to win. They're looking like a true contender. And this team is totally looking to make the playoffs. Steelers still have a chance to make the playoffs, but I don't know if they'll make it because they did lose, and now the Ravens are in first place in the division. So basically, we'll see what happens. But good win by the Bears, though. Now I want to talk about this the Giants coach, because the Giants they did fire their defense coordinator Shane Bowen this week. Now I want to talk about the reason why they did that. Now the reason why they the reason why they fired Shane Bowen is because Shane Bowen, he was kind of like a really he's been good for a couple of years, but now he's been very bad lately. Trust me, the only reason why they fired this dude because he wasn't really a good defense coordinator. He hasn't been having good game plans. Like his play calling defensively was really bad. He's been calling different blitzing and the size coverages and all that, and that's what he was doing so far defensively. You know, calling different plays on defense and deciding to play soft zone coverage. Like he's been doing that all season, playing soft zone coverage and all that. Yeah. And the Giants so far, Their defense is like one of the worst in football. As you look, they are 30th in total defense. They are 23rd in passing defense, 32nd in rushing defense. And they have been able to stop the run lately. Like their run defense and pass defense have been totally bad though. But their offense hasn't found a way to produce though. But it's just that their defense has been not able to win them some games because they should have beat the Lions. But anyway though, because Jameis Winston was totally going off in that game. But anyway, it was on the defense because the defense, was really choking at the end where they were giving up. Like, here's the thing. Like, the Lions ran for 200 yards, over 200 yards, and Jahmyr Gibbs had a breakout game, and he had 219 rushing yards. Which, that's bad. That's bad for the Giants defense. And he did nothing to win them this game as well. So basically, as I look at the Giants, the Giants are one of the worst teams in football, and they're eliminated, and it's too late right now. And this team's totally 2-10, and the Giants are probably not going to make the playoffs this year. Like their season's done. I mean, they might as well just hang it up though because season's over for them. And with their interim head coach, they're not finding ways to win. So yeah, so we're gonna see what their new defensive coordinator will look like, coming up next year or something like that, or maybe during this year, see to get an intern one. Now I want to talk about the Lions versus Giants game because this game was amazing. Now, the Lions won 34-27. The one thing I'm concerned about the Lions is, the Lions defense was so pathetic in that game. Like it was. The defense was so pathetic. And here's why. Um now the Lions so far, they were running the ball so many times. Like they ran the ball I don't know how many times they did, but they ran the ball really well. Like, they ran down the ball on the Giants down their throats. And also like I said, Jahmyr Gibbs had a breakout game, had over 219 yards off of 15 carries, and had 2 touchdowns. The passing game was really good. Jameis Winston, outplayed Jared Goff. Now, the Lions defense is totally getting a little bit shredded where Jameis Winston was making explosive passes. We already know the Giants, they were running the ball a little bit, but the Lions ran the ball better than them. And the Lions gave up 517 total yards to the Giants, which that's very pathetic for the Lions defense, where that made the Giants offense look very dangerous in that game. Where the Lions, they couldn't really get stops when they needed to. Like they couldn't though. Like they couldn't get stops when they needed to. And they still found a way to win the game. So yeah, Lions, as far as I'm concerned, like I said, they're kind of frauds and they're not finding ways to win big when they need to, but they found a way to win a little bit big against the Giants. And I thought about it after that touchdown, that game would have been over with, though. But at the end, the Lions defense ended up getting a stop at the end where they win them the game in overtime. So, yeah. Good win by the Lions, by the way. Now, I want to talk about the Cowboys upsetting the Eagles. Now, Dallas, I've told you Dallas can upset the Eagles. Now, I want to talk about the positives for Dallas and the negatives for Dallas. Now, so far, Dallas, Dallas shoot themselves in the foot earlier in that game, and all of a sudden, when it got towards the the second half, Dallas offense ended up scoring. Like they found a way to score 3 times, like 3 or 4 times in the game. Like offense started to get it going, and the defense again was totally impressive though. Like forcing turnovers, sack, stopping the run when they needed to, not letting the Eagles score a point and all that. Like that was a really good performance by the defense, by the way, in the second half, where they start to come out flat in the first half until they start turning things around and looking better. Like Dallas found a way to do that though. The Eagles so far, they were looking good and they should have won that game, but all of a sudden they just let the Cowboys come back and they came flat in that game. And by the way, it was a good win by Dallas. I mean, Dak Prescott had a really good game with 354 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. George Pickens is looking like one of the best receivers in football. CeeDee Lamb is a stud. Jake Ferguson's a stud. Javonte Williams, he's starting to get the run game going. Offensive line's good. The defense so far is playing better, but their secondary is not playing as good as they should be. But the run defense is playing a lot better though. I mean, they found a way. They found a way to stop the run against Saquon, and now last week they found a way to stop the run against the Raiders. So at least Dallas is finding ways to run the ball, and they're finding ways to stop the run now, especially with that Quentin Williams addition. I mean, that D line looks pretty good. So it could be top 10 in football right now. It could be top 10. Who knows? So by the way, the Cowboys, good win by them. By the way, we'll see if they can make the playoffs though, because they have the Chiefs next. So we'll see what happens. Like, especially with this team winning 2 games back to back is good for them. So yeah, it was a good win by Dallas. Now, I want to talk about Shedeur Sanders wins his first NFL game. Now, the Browns so far won their first game with Shedeur. Now, here's the thing. When Dillon Gabriel went down last week, Shedeur Sanders came in the game. Now, Shedeur did not look good against the Ravens, but he looked it pretty good against the Raiders, though. I mean, the offense of the Browns looked it pretty good. The defense so far is totally one of the best in football. Like they literally sacked Geno Smith not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, but 10 sacks. The Browns defense literally sacked Geno 10 times. But Shedeur was amazing. The offense played really good. The Browns cannot run the football, but Shedeur looked it pretty good. I mean, he looked it pretty good passing the football to wide open guys. He's finding ways to do it. So far, he got accurate this week, and he was a lot better than last week. So it was good for him. So basically, it was a good win by the Browns so far. I thought their defense played excellent. I thought their offense played really good. So yeah, so basically it was a good win by Cleveland so far, and and the question is, would he be a stud in the quarterback? We don't really know. We'll probably see what happens because right now we don't know if he's going to be a stud at quarterback because right now it's his rookie season because now the Browns kind of have a little bit of a quarterback competition. It was Joe Flacco at first, and then it had changed to Dillon Gabriel, and now again it changed to Shedeur Sanders. So now the Browns kind of have a little bit of a quarterback competition. So yeah, you can argue saying that they do. So yeah, so good win by the Browns. Shedeur is going to be starting against the Niners next week, so we'll see how he performs in that game. So good win by Cleveland so far. Now I want to talk about the Raiders firing Chip Kelly because the Raiders did fire Chip Kelly And here's why. Because here's the thing. The Raiders offense has totally not been looking great lately, especially for a couple of weeks where they came out flat. Now that Raiders game, that Jags game, they should have won though because they almost beat a good Jags team, but they couldn't do it. They couldn't really do it. Now against the Broncos, they couldn't do it. Against the Cowboys, they couldn't do it. Against the Browns, so basically, for 3 straight weeks, this offense has totally not been looking good for Las Vegas, and it's because of the play calling issue. And Chip Kelly has not been his play callings have not been really great lately. Like he's calling different plays, like he's not really calling like any motions or screams. He's calling quarterback draws on back-to-back drives where he shouldn't be. Like when it's like 2nd and 10, you can't just call quarterback draws on back-to-back drives. Like you gotta stop doing that. Like you gotta stop calling quarterback draws on back-to-back drives and just run the ball with Ashton Genties, or you just got get somebody going downhill. Just like call a screen pass to Brock Bowers to get things going. And they didn't do it. And the Raiders offense is not playing with a lot of speed. Like they're not running the ball, and they ran the ball so many times knowing that they can't run the ball. We know this, they can't run the football. But they found a way to do it against the Bears. But their run game is totally atrocious though. Because all they want to do is run the ball knowing that they can't. Now you're just going to rely on Geno Smith to pass the ball. Where, the offense so far is not looking good. Like guys can't separate. Guys can't catch the ball. And guys aren't getting open other than Brock Bowers. Tyler Lockett's like overrated. He's old. Other than that, they don't have a lot of weapons on offense that can scare anybody. Now the defense is totally good. I give them that, but they'll give up big plays here and there. But the offense is just an issue because it's not just the defense. It's because your offense is just 3-and-out, drop pass, sloppy plays. Like everybody on that offensive side did nothing to win that game. Like, periodly, zero. And the offensive play calling desires an F by Chip Kelly. And that's why they fired this man, because of that. And by the way, it's really too late for the Raiders to make changes right now after they fire their coach. Because this team is 2-9. And with the 2-9 record, they're probably not going to make the playoffs. So which they're totally they're done. Their season's over. Like, they can go ahead and win some more games they want to, but their season's over and they're probably going to get eliminated because it's not getting easier for the Raiders, though, because their schedule is very tough because I don't see them beating the Chargers. I don't see them beating the Chargers. I don't see them beating the Broncos. I don't see them beating the Chiefs. I don't see them beating the Texans. And I don't see them beating the Eagles as well, which that's a tough schedule. But the Giants game is winnable for them, but other than that, the other couple games I don't see them winning those games because their offense is not good and their defense is totally like they're average. Like it's average, but it's not even close to being good. So basically, it was a good win by Cleveland, and the Raiders need a lot of learning curves and all that. They might need a different offensive coordinator. So yeah, because it's starting to get a play calling issue. So yeah, what's next? So I want to talk about this Bucks team being frauds. Now here's why this Bucks team's a fraud. Because basically they have lost like 3 games in a row. They have lost like their last 3 games in a row, especially against the Patriots, the Bills, and the Rams. Now, the reason why the Bucks are frauds is because they lost 3 of those games. Because, here's the thing. The Bucks did not really look good on Sunday Night Football against the Rams. Because here's the thing. Offense, they struggled to get things going. It was some turnovers. Baker Mayfield went down with an injury. Like, the offense was totally not looking good. but the defense is totally not been looking so good. Like, the defense is just bad. Like, here's the thing. Because as you look at the Bucks, because the Bucks so far defensively, they are 23rd in total defense. They're 27 in passing defense, but they're T8th in rushing defense, which they can stop the run, but they just can't stop the pass. Now, here's the thing. Their defense allowed like 34 points to the Rams. And Matthew Stafford was cooking, like, for like 3 passing touchdowns, 273 yards. Devontae Adams had like 5 catches for 62 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, yeah. And then that Bills game was so atrocious where they gave up 317 passing yards with Josh Allen having 6 total touchdowns with 3 passing touchdowns plus 3 rushing touchdowns. And they allowed 44 points to the Buffalo Bills. And then against the Patriots, they lost that game by 5 points. And, the defense, and the run defense is really bad in that game, and the pass defense too. So basically, the Bucks defense has been a problem where they can't stop anybody. Like, Todd Bowles, he's calling different blitzes. He's choosing to play soft coverage when he needs to. Like, he's been really good, but at the same time, his play calling's been predictable lately, especially on defense. Like, this could totally be a worse defense in football. This could totally be like bottom 20 in football, like it is. Like, it could be the worst defense because they're like a below average defense and they're looking like an average team. So as far as I'm concerned, this Bucks team is a fraud. And Bucks still can't beat good teams and they still can't cover. Like, the reason why the Bucks are frauds and the reason why their defense is not good is below average because they always let teams hang around. They can't cover anybody. Like, they always play soft zone coverage and they also play too much man coverage as well. So, and that's why I consider the Bucks as a fraud and consider the Bucks as an average team. Now, these dudes still have a chance to make the playoffs and win the division, but I don't know if they can do enough so far to where they want to be at. Because right now, Baker's dealing with an injury, and they still got more injuries on defense, and Mike Evans is still injured. He's expected to be back later this season. So, yeah. So far as I'm concerned, the Bucks are frauds. Good win by the Rams. I mean, Rams considered to be the best team in football. So, yeah. Well, those are all my Week 12 reactions for this week. Thank you guys for watching. And don't forget, if you disagree with me, just let me know in the comments section below what you guys think about them. So, this is Emmanuel Jones, big fan. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Peace.